Well, for sure, it wasn't as smooth as in first and second round, but I'm pretty happy that I made it through and I could close it in second set and come back because, yeah, that was pretty important for me. But for sure, she played totally differently than most of players, which threw me a little bit of the rhythm. But I'm happy that I was fighting till the end.
Okay, thank you. Questions? English. Court.
Hi, Iga. Congratulations. Just on the adjustments that you had to make throughout the match, just obviously with her game style, but then also it seemed like, yeah, there were some adjustments on your side. If you could just talk through that, especially in the second set.
Well, for me, the biggest thing that I wanted to do was just not play too aggressively. But on the other hand, I was the one that was playing faster, so I had to find the proper balance. And I really wanted to take care of the footwork because sometimes she played in a slower rhythm, but she could also play some flat, hard balls. So sometimes I wasn't ready for it when she was changing that rhythm. But yeah, I took care of that and I just tried to take it point by point when I was losing 0-3. And yeah, I think my focus got a little bit better because at the end of first set and at the beginning of second, I was looking a little bit too much to the box, and I think just being more focused and more in your body to focus on the proper stuff, it gave me a lot. So that's the biggest adjustment. Like technically, yeah, I just needed to find the proper balance between the being aggressive and making unforced errors.
You got Matt Trollo from OzOpen.com. You've won 3 matches in a row here, and that's actually the first time you've done that since the French Open, which is almost 3 months ago, and maybe a bit of a surprise because you've won so much this year. But I wondered how much of a motivation was it for you to get that kind of consistency in the role going again, and if so, how have you done that?
Well, honestly, I didn't even focus on that because I still remember how it is to lose, and last year I remember when I was in Madrid, I think, and I just talked with Daria actually, and I was like, oh, I want to get to the quarterfinals of these 1,000 tournaments, and yeah, after Toronto and Cincinnati, I knew that it's not like the end of the world that I'm losing in third round. It's not like the whole universe changed. So right now I'm always going to be in quarterfinals or finals or whatever, or win tournaments. So I try to just remind myself that it's kind of normal and it's impossible to play always on the same level. So yeah, here I just took it match by match. I wasn't expecting maybe too much because of the losses, so that's good, but it's not like I lost confidence or something because I still know that anything can happen on these tournaments.
Congratulations, Jörg Soltfisch, German news agency, DPA. What do you think about your next opponent, Julia Niemeyer? She just went through today. Have you seen her matches, and what do you think about her?
I don't know a lot, honestly, but I know she has a pretty nice serve. We've never practiced, so I don't know like how it feels on the racket, how she plays. But it's not like first time when I'm gonna be playing against a new opponent. So tactically, I trust in my coach that he's gonna prepare well, and I know she's really talented and she's young, so it's gonna be a great battle. But it's not like I can say a lot right now.
Hi Iga, Molly McCullery from the Daily Telegraph. Congrats on the win. I wanted to ask you about something off the court today. Victoria Azarenka spoke today quite passionately about, well, she mentioned Fiona Ferro's case against her coach and spoke a little bit about how young players on the tour can be exploited by coaches or manipulated by them. I just wondered your thoughts on that. Is that a topic of conversation you've ever had with your team or something you've thought about? Do you agree with her?
One more time, what did she say exactly?
Spoke a bit about Fiona Ferro's case, but more generally spoke about kind of how young players on tour are kind of vulnerable to being exploited by coaches and kind of inappropriate relationships
Well-
or close relationships? Yeah.
Honestly, I've never had a situation like that, so it's hard for me to even think about, how it must feel and how to kind of push back that kind of behavior. I'm really sorry that it happened to Fiona. Well, honestly, it's not a lot. I mean, I don't have my life experience isn't so big that I can really say a lot about that, but I wouldn't know how it feels. I hope that just if something like that happens, we're gonna kind of have be safe and have trust in WTA that they're gonna take care of this stuff properly, and I'm sure they're doing that. So it's not something that it's always visible. Yeah, but honestly, I think Vika is the one who can say a little bit more because she has been on tour for so many years. I'm pretty happy that I always had good people around me, and I'm pretty sorry that it happened to Fiona, yeah.
Any more questions in English? Big A.
Adesina Koike, USOpen.org. Congratulations on your win. Given your win streak during the spring and going into the summer, I'm wondering the perspective that you had about that streak, and specifically when the streak ended, how was the reaction from your fellow peers and players? Did they acknowledge it? How was the reaction between the players and yourself, and taking in what that streak meant to the other players and the respect that you might have even gained from your fellow peers from that?
Well, I know that during all these tournaments, like there were many players who congratulated me, and I feel like it was really appreciated that I'm, so consistent that I'm doing so much work. But honestly, I don't know how they feel about that, what they feel about that, and well, I got like positive feedback even from Aiza Cornet when she won and ended that streak. So I'm pretty happy that they are supportive, but I'm pretty sure that some of them are jealous a little bit. And we're all working to win, basically, even though we should focus on the process and stuff. It's in our blood, to want to win. So yeah. I'm just happy that they're not showing it so much that they kind of envy. I would envy as well, so I'm happy that I was the one that was winning for a while.